Hi there, I'm Matt from the Underground Cookery School, and today I'm going to do a video cookery lesson for you. Hi guys, what I'm going to do today is show you how to make braised beef. The first thing we're going to do is put a little bit of heat in this pan. Now over here I've got carrots, onions, leek and celery, which I've just sliced up. I've got these big onions because I think they'll work particularly nicely with braised beef, and I just want to make sure that we get a really nice bit of heat in there before putting them in, because when you throw the veg in you just want to hear that crash like that. We're going to come back in about 5 minutes when those veg are nice and soft. So those veg are now nice and soft, so I'm just going to put them back in the pan that I originally took them out of. What I want to do now is we will use those veg in a second, but I want to start cooking off the beef. So I've just got some stewing steak, which you can just buy from the supermarket. Try and go to a local butcher though. I don't really like they're not the greatest cuts always. Anyway, we're just going to get a bit of that flour in there, and I'm going to throw some pancetta in that goes. Now that pan's smoking away, so I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil and just give that a good old mix. But that pancetta is really going to flavour it, and that raw beef I just want to get coloured all over before we actually start the stewing process. So I'm just going to keep moving that beef until it's cooked. Now the beef isn't nicely cooked all over, so I'm going to return the cooked veg back to the pan. I've also made a bouquet of herbs. So we've got rosemary, flat leaf parsley, thyme and a bay leaf on there. So in that goes. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of red wine in there. Now what will happen is in the next 2 or 3 minutes we'll just cook all the alcohol out of that red wine. And the flour in the beef, which we used before, will just thicken that red wine to create something of what we call a roux. I've got some tomato puree, and I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that, and I'm just going to keep mixing. And in fact, in the very short period of time that we've been doing that, the red wine, the alcohol's burned out of the red wine and it's really thickened out nicely. And I'm going to just try and show you this. So the stickiness of the red wine and the flour is really going to create a lovely sauce. We're just going to finish it off with a bit of stock. Now obviously you can use stock cube. I've got a fresh stock here, and I'm going to add this just to cover the ingredients. I'll try and get some of it in the pan. There we go. And really all you want to do is just cover the beef with the stock. I'm just going to put a tiny drop more in there, but that should do it. Put the lid on, just crank that up. That's going to come up to the boil, and as soon as it comes up to the boil, we're going to stick it in the oven, and you probably leave it to braise for about anything between an hour and a half to 2 hours. So as you can see from the steam, that's now come up to the boil, and all I'm going to do is stick that. I'm actually going to turn the lid upside down so that it fits in the oven, because the shelves are quite narrow. I'm just going to throw that in. Now the oven's on about 150, but cooking times vary. Some ovens are quicker. Bear in mind this is fan assisted and it's an industrial range, but about 140 to 150 is probably a good temperature to braise beef or slow cook it. And if you think about it, You know, in the olden days, you know, 1900s, people would go out farming, they'd leave their oven on, it'd be about 130 in Aga, the bottom oven's about 130. Just depends how long you want to cook it for. The longer you cook it for, the nicer it's going to be, but the longer you cook it for, the less temperature. The braised beef has now been cooking away, or braising, in the oven for actually a couple of hours now. Been in there for about 2 hours, so let's have a look. Here we are. Let's just take it out. We've got a really lovely, sticky, gooey beef, braised beef dish here. And what I'm going to do, just so that you can see it, we'll take the bouquet garni out, because we don't really want that in the dish. And what I'm going to do is just plate this up so that you can get an idea of its texture. But look at that. There you have a beautiful braised beef.